New Buddha-Way Dhamma Talks. Geoff Hunt presents a talk on some aspect of the Buddha's teaching.
Time just passes, and when I sort of stop meditating, I've done such and such a time, and it's just gone in a flash. And other times I stop meditating and I've probably only done a much shorter time, but I can't tell why.
Well, when the time goes in a flash, there are two possible reasons for that. One is a good reason and one is a bad reason. Which one do you want first? The bad reason is that your mind has wandered off on some little story in which you are the leading light. Which happens, isn't it? You just think of something, and before you know what, you're reliving something or imagining something, and then, while you're doing that, like 5 minutes has gone by, or 10 minutes has gone by. But that's not meditating. Right. But the good reason is called absorption. When the mind becomes absorbed, then it's as though time doesn't exist anymore. So it may be that you're doing very good meditation. That you've got to a point where the mind is wholly absorbed in the object. Now, absorption there's no mystery about absorption. When common sense, mundane examples. If you're speaking to somebody who's watching their favorite television program and they don't hear you, or they're absorbed in their book or newspaper, and you're right next to them and you're saying their name, John. Oh yes, yeah. That's absorption, because it is absorbed. But in this case, the object, if you like, is the story, right? So we all know what absorption is. It's not a mysterious thing, but we actually will become increasingly absorbed if we are meditating well on an object of meditation, such as the breathing. That's what you want to happen. You want to become absorbed in it. So if somebody, actually there are quite a few places in the Tipitaka where the people speak to the Buddha or ask him a question or whatever, and he doesn't answer. Well, there's one story where they say, well, why weren't you answering? He's saying, because I was fully absorbed and you didn't exist for me at that point. That's being fully absorbed, right? Right. Now, when you get, you get to that stage, and you've let go really of all outer experience. So you're just well, at the highest level, it's just an awareness, but it's not an awareness of anything, and there's nobody to be aware. It's just like an awareness, but that's at the highest level, right? What you're describing is either absorption in the meditation object, or it's absorption in a distraction. See, the mind has got all sorts of little tricks to stop you meditating. It's got all sorts of tricks to stop you meditating. Because one of its favourite little tricks is to get you thinking about meditating. Because then you think, well, that must be right, because at least I'm thinking about meditating. But no, you're not meditating, you're thinking. And it doesn't matter what you're thinking about, it's not meditation. So you're trying to let go of the thinking by staying with the object. We know that all this stuff that's going on in our heads, unless it's applied to something very directly. Let's say I'm in the garden and I'm pulling up beetroot. Right, well now, I'm actually that's quite a good state to be in, because now the mind is in a way is quite absorbed. And you might notice that you can feel very relaxed being absorbed in something very practical, like pulling up the beetroot or playing a musical instrument, or drawing something, or anything that is hands-on, direct. If you're really absorbed in it, then you will start to feel quite calm. I don't know whether, I suppose this is obvious, isn't it? But it's when we are not practically involved, which is for quite a bit of a time, or we're in a low level of practical engagement, then the mind starts its hyperactivity again. It's in the past or it's in the future, or it's in neither the past nor the future, but it's fantasizing. Fantasizing is something that was never in the past or in the future. It's a could be, or it should be, or it ought to be, or it might be. Total waste of time, actually, and energy.
some people say I cannot, and meditation is not, well, it doesn't work for me because my mind always wanders off. And I think that's not the right conclusion.
No, it isn't.
Because as long as somebody notices my mind is wandering off, that is success.
Yeah, that's right. If they've noticed it, then they've already taken a step in the right direction. And furthermore, there is nothing unusual about that person. That's just human. That's what we're all dealing with. You see, if that were not the case, then we wouldn't need to be here. We wouldn't need to be doing meditation. We're doing meditation precisely because that is the case with us human beings. And that's where the trouble lies. So we are trying to, create a kind of a space and control, but not in a harsh way, in such a way that we are providing ourselves with more opportunities, more being in touch with reality, more calmness, and some things are intrinsically good. I mean, nobody has to tell you that calmness or tranquility is good. You just, it's intrinsically good. Nobody has to tell you that feeling irritated or anger is intrinsically bad. You feel that badness immediately, except you might not notice it if you've never been trained in meditation. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't notice. They just go around in a state of irritation or anger all the time, and they're actually feeling bad. Next time you feel irritated, you say, well, how does this feel? It feels lousy. So why are we doing it? Because we don't know any better. But then when you have let go, or when you are calm, or when you are feeling generous, grateful, you're feeling loving, or whatever it is, then that's it. You don't have to be told that that's good. It feels good and right. But it's because of our delusional state that we don't, our inability to look inwards, that we don't notice what is good for us and what is bad for us, which is a very strange situation to be in. You see, physically, we've got a very good system for dealing with this issue. It's called pain. So if something cuts my hand, I go, bad, don't do that, right? And yet, if I'm feeling, I don't know, irritation, frustration, jealousy, whatever, there is no system that goes, don't do that. We just go on doing it. It's like, imagine you lived in a physical world in which you had no pain receptors. This is actually a very rare condition that some people have suffered from. No pain receptors. I don't know whether you've noticed, but insects don't have what are called nociceptors. That is, they don't have pain receptors. So, you can pull the hind leg off an ant and it'll just carry on. Pull another leg off and it just carries on. Pull all 6 legs off and then it'll stop. It's not feeling pain because it hasn't got any pain receptors. So we've got an alarm system that's saying that is damaging, that is harmful. But when it comes to our mental states, there is no alarm system. So we go on beating ourselves up and never noticing that this state of mind is hurting me and that state of mind isn't. So how can I move from there to there? And of course, when it's hurting me, I am a dangerous person to some degree, because I will want to hurt other things or change other things in order to stop that state of mind continuing. An angry person will hurt someone else. Well, so will an irritated or frustrated person, for that matter, even if it's only verbally hurting somebody else. See what I'm saying? No pain system. So what we've got meditation instead, to develop our self-awareness. I hadn't thought of it before, but it's... I'm glad I come to my own talks, I can learn quite a lot from that. Yeah.
New Buddha Way lets go of East and West and starts afresh in the life we have now. For more information, visit www.newbuddhaway.org.